I was promised a Rebels to Lovers romance, but is the rivalry in the room with us? I don't think so. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know we're already in the new year, but I completely forgot I have one reading wrap-up left of 2024. So today's video is just going to be my reading wrap-up for the month of December. I read a total of 8 books. It was a slow month, and most of them I talked about them in a reading blog I made for Bookmas, so this is rather going to be a really short video. Most of the books I read were Christmas holiday romances, and the first one I read and loved the most was My December Dolly by Laurie Raasch. I love this book so much. I just loved it. I couldn't stop reading, and I even finished it under a day. So this is small town romance, and it centers around Luke and Catalina, a doctor and a nurse respectively. She goes home for the holidays and to attend her sister's wedding, where she's the maid of honor, and Luke is the best man. This is my favorite Laurie Raasch book. It's amazing how this book was all really well written, and it was really fun to read as well. I rated it 4.5 stars. The Christmas Reform by Laurie Gilmore. Well, I think the couple from this book might be my favorite of the series so far, and the book in general might be the best one of the series for me. The Spice was definitely better described than in the first 2 books, with not so many details, which fits better with how the book is written, and thankfully there were not so many scenes. There wasn't suspense subplot like in the first 2 books, and I think it would have been better with some thriller stuff happening behind. The writing is still odd at some points, which I'm sorry, but it makes the characters be unbearable. So I gave it 3.75 stars. The Nightmare Before Kissmas by Sara Raasch. Okay, I read this one solely because it was the book picked on a book club I'm in, and I have so many things to say about this book. First of all, this book was so badly marketed. I was promised a Rebels to Lovers romance, but is the rivalry in the room with us? I don't think so. The romance in this book was more like a subplot. The storyline was too political, and not gonna lie, there were some good parts as well. The rom-com aspects were there, I'll give you that. But this book left a lot to be desired, and that's why I rated it 2.75 stars. And now I feel like I was being too generous. I don't understand the hype behind this book. I'm not sorry. My favorite, Holidate by Lauren Blakely. Well, this book took me ages to go through it, and I have very mixed feelings about it, even though I think I gave it a good rating. I feel like it was one of those right book, wrong time, you know? This book is a workplace romance, and it follows Fable and Wilder. Fable is a designer who works for Wilder, and Wilder is her billionaire boss, and they team up to make Fable's ex jealous. The storyline is really, really slow, and let's be honest, the book could have been way shorter than it is. Thankfully, it definitely gets better in the second half, but I think the reason I enjoyed this book a lot more is because of the audiobook. The voice actors were amazing, and they did a great job. I gave this one 3.75 stars. Silent Night by M.L. Philpitt. I didn't give this one any rating because this was a really short novella. I was just trying to keep up with my reading goal, and I think it was perfect for it. I can't even remember what was this book about. It was really fast-paced, straight to the point, and sometimes that's all you need from a book. It wasn't that bad, but it was a bit stingy. Inherited Holiday by M. Robinson. Okay, well, I'm gonna start by saying that Wattpad books are better than this. This was also a really fast-paced novella, and it follows Nicholas and Noelle. They are 2 childhood friends who reunite after a decade when Nicholas returns to their small town because he literally inherited said town. What shall I say about this book? It was awful. She starts the book, Noelle starts the book hating Nicholas because he left without notice one day, and then he returns 13 years later, and she suddenly forgives him overnight. And then they are totally in love again right away after not having seen each other for 13 whole ass years. Be for real. The storyline at first had potential, but the writing style was but. I gave this book 1 star, and just like that, I was fed up with Christmas books. So I decided to read a dark romance book, Rook and Rebel by Kate Crew. This book follows Regan and Rook. Regan is a college girl wanting to take over her dad's business, and Rook is a biker seeking revenge against her father. I really enjoyed this book more than I was expecting to. That rom-coms are just my favorite genre. And the way this is described as a dark revenge romance, but it's actually such a lighthearted read, sends me. I also get why this book might not be for everyone though, because I read plenty of mixed reviews. I gave it 4.5 stars, but now I'm thinking it through, maybe this was not really a 4 stars read. But anyway, the last book I read last year was Wyatt by Jessica Peterson. This was a bit of a disappointing read. This is childhood friends to lovers romance, and it's the second book in the Lucky River Ranch series. And well, I like the first book more. This was centered around Sally and Wyatt. Sally returns to her hometown where she reunites with Wyatt, and she asks him to help her navigate the dating scene, but finds herself fake dating him instead. The storyline was very rushed, and I was expecting more secret planning and anticipation instead of just going public right away. And I don't know, I didn't feel much while reading it, and it's a shame because the first book was really good. I rated this one 3.25 stars. And those were all the books I read in the month of December. As you can see, it was a mid-month, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and to follow me in all my socials. See you in the next video.